Welcome back to the Open Mic Universe, and welcome to WWE Raw. We are just 2 weeks away from Survivor Series, the one time of year in our universe where the brands go head-to-head, and where we will see WWE take on WCW. Here in our opening match, we're going to see Asuka taking on Piper Niven. In regards to Survivor Series, the captain of the women's team WWE for War Games, Ivy Nile, already making one selection. She's got Shayna Baszler joined up with her. Still two more spots open. Piper having her way with Asuka here. Big headbutt. Now she's going to the corner as Asuka in the opposite corner trying to get herself back up, and a big clothesline. And now Piper with a cover. Doesn't even get a one count there. Reverse there from Asuka. It's been a little while since we've seen Asuka in action. See if Piper can hold on or if she's going to be forced to tap here. Not enough to get the submission crossbody. Now Asuka off the ropes. Running hip attack. Hooks the leg. And that's going to do it. Asuka with the win. And here comes Ivy Nile. It looks like Ivy has made her next choice. It looks like Asuka is going to be joining Team WWE. Next, we've got Tommaso Ciampa. He'll be here this week in singles action. He takes on Finn Balor. Finn's been on kind of a losing streak as of late. Had some difficulty with both Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. He's looking to bounce back here this week. And while the men's War Games team for WWE is already set, Captain and WWE World Champion The Rock naming the Bloodline as representing Team WWE. There are still two traditional Survivor Series elimination tag matches with teams that need to be filled, and management from WWE still sorting it out, still deciding who will fill out those two teams. Ciampa with a cover. Only gets a one. Now some ground and pound. And what up? Here comes Damian Priest, Finn Balor's Judgment Day teammate. Looks like maybe he didn't like the way that this match was trending, and he's coming out here to help out Finn. Distracted Ciampa. Wasn't able to get a 3 count there, though. But that distraction from Priest may have been enough. Coup de grace off the top rope may have been enough to help out Balor. Help him snap this losing streak. Only a 2. Again, Balor with the cover. And Finn Balor victorious this week on Raw thanks to a little help and a little distraction from Damian Priest. Up next, we're going to see Zoe Stark. She will be taking on Bayley. As we saw at the top of the show, Ivy Nile adding Asuka to Team WWE. So 3 of the 4 spots filled. We still have one more lady to be added to that team. Who will it be? Bayley, a former WWE Women's Champion. Would not be a bad choice. She has been in these types of matches before. Goes for a cover there on Zoe. Only gets a 1. But then Zoe kind of fits what we've got with Shayna Baszler too. Kind of a brawler. More of a fighter. On the WCW side right now, they've got Captain Raquel Rodriguez and Charlotte Flair. So for Ivy, oh, Bayley misses on the splash. Z360. And that's it. Zoe Stark with an impressive performance and an impressive victory, picking up the win against Bayley. Next, it's time for another one of Seth Rollins' Intercontinental Championship Open Challenges. If you missed SmackDown last week, Axiom stepping up and accepting the open challenge. If you did not catch SmackDown last week, Seth Rollins with an impassioned promo, kind of addressing everything that's been going on here in WWE over the last couple of weeks. Not only is there a new world champion in The Rock, not only is the Bloodline back and much different than it was originally, but The Rock, the High Chief of the Bloodline, looking to try to become the High Chief of the WWE. He wants everybody to acknowledge him. Rollins made some great points, and it looks like at least he's the first one to step up and let not only The Rock and the Bloodline, but the entire WWE and the WWE Universe know he's not going to sit by and let that happen. Pedigree from the Architect. Curb stomp. And that will do it. Great showing at the start of the match from Axiom. Really tried to catch Rollins off guard and capitalize at the start of the match, but Seth freaking Rollins, in the end, retains and remains your WWE Intercontinental Champion. And now it's main event time. We're going to see Gunther going one-on-one with CM Punk. This is the first time that these two will meet in a match. Punk has faced and defeated Ludwig Kaiser since coming back and joining the Open Mic universe. Here at the start of this one, Punk in the driver's seat. If you want to beat somebody like Gunther, that's what you got to do. You got to start off early, and you can't let off. You've got to keep taking it to the ring general. Don't give him an opportunity. Gunther sent into the corner. Moves out of the way, and Punk inadvertently takes out the referee. Kaiser slides a chair into the ring. And Gunther laying out Punk with that steel chair. The referee knocked unconscious. And now Gunther going to work. Splash off the top rope. Look at Kaiser out there, just so pleased with himself, so happy with himself. There's nothing that Punk can do. The referee still down. Gunther just unleashing a fury on CM Punk. Now Punk rolling over, trying to get back to his feet, needing the ropes to help get him up. And Gunther not letting up. Big club to the back. Power bomb as he just drives the body of CM Punk into the mat. Driving his knee to the face, goes for the cover. Referee moving. And thanks to some help from his lackey, Ludwig Kaiser. And that steel chair, look at Kaiser. And now the chair coming back in. Referee trying to stop it, but what are you going to do? Gunther runs him off. And again, more vicious chair shots to Punk. And now Kaiser, oh, look at him. He wants in on the action too. It's all fun and games now, but I think you two just painted huge targets on your backs. What's up, guys? Welcome to WCW Nitro. Kicking things off this week is Dirty Dom. He'll be accompanied by his despicable dad, Rey Mysterio. He'll be taking on Ilya Dragunov in a matchup between two former Cruiserweight champions, both of whom looking to try to catch the eye of both WCW World Champion and Team WCW Captain Cody Rhodes, as well as management from WCW. As we are under 2 weeks away from Survivor Series, there's a roster full of competitors looking to try to find their way on to one of the teams, as they will be doing battle with WWE in every match head-to-head. There's a lot on the line. Obviously, to be on the winning side of Survivor Series, there are some long-term potential implications to that. But also the short-term. Maybe this could be a spark that some of these guys need to kind of jumpstart their careers, as Dom, after a 619 and a frog splash, defeats Ilya Dragunov this week to kick off Nitro. Looks like we got Grayson Waller in the ring. And he's saying that he wants Cody and WCW to take a look at what he has to offer, and he's issuing a challenge to anyone in the back that would like to step up this week and take him on one-on-one. And it's R-Truth. Truth, who had a huge upset victory last week as he defeated the WCW Cruiserweight Champion, Santos Escobar. And it's been a pretty hot topic on social media over the past week. A lot of fans really chiming in with a lot of congratulations and a lot of positive messages for Truth. Some even going so far to suggest that maybe R-Truth should have a place for Survivor Series. Maybe he should have a spot on Team WCW. And while Cody Rhodes did not respond to those comments and messages directly, we did notice that he did like and share a few of them. So let the conspiracy theorists go to work. Their attitude adjustment. For the second week in a row, R-Truth comes away with a win in a match that he was clearly the underdog in. Next up, we've got Rhea Ripley. She will be taking on JC Jane. As far as the women's side of Survivor Series, Captain Raquel Rodriguez already selecting one teammate. She has chosen Charlotte Flair. 2 more spots still to go. We've seen some great competition over the last couple of weeks. Bianca, Jade. Obviously somebody like Rhea Ripley, former WCW Women's Champion. Definitely somebody that could bring a lot to the table. And while it doesn't look so good right now for JC Jane, if she could find a way to come away with a victory here, that could be a huge opportunity for her as well. Rhea, though, with the cover. And that's going to do it. Rhea Ripley victorious. And here comes Raquel. No love lost between these two. But it looks like Raquel has made her next choice for Team WCW. Up next, we're going to see Kofi Kingston, former WCW Tag Team Champion. He will be in singles action this week as he takes on Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura, also a former WCW Tag Team Champion, as well as WCW Television Champion. He would be a huge asset for either War Games or the traditional elimination tag matches. Kingston as well. And right off the bat, Kofi. You know, a lot of times I think maybe people kind of underestimate Kofi and Xavier. They do a lot of comedic type stuff, but nothing funny about the way Kofi Kingston has started this match off. Obviously, he and Woods not happy that they are no longer tag team champions. Maybe a good way to get past that would be to find a way on one of the Team WCW teams at Survivor Series. And Nakamura, Kofi goes for a cover. Only a 2 count. Good move there from Nakamura as he gets out of the way. And now a heel to the back of the head of Kofi Kingston. Shinsuke is dangerous. You don't really want to give him much of an opening because he will take advantage of it. Kofi now in a bad spot. Shinsuke now just kind of toying with him at this point. Kick to the chest. Now Shinsuke with the cover. Only gets a 1. Gets Kingston up. Landslide. And Shinsuke Nakamura battles back and picks up the win against Kofi Kingston. It's main event time. And this one is a result of what happened last week on Thunder. LA Knight not appreciating that The Miz was talking about him. He came out and confronted Miz and ended up beating him with the microphone and then basically destroying him outside the ring with a steel chair. And so this one will be an official match. And if LA Knight can defeat The Miz here this week, he will get a shot at Miz's WCW television title next week. Big clothesline there from the megastar. Still a lot of controversy surrounding LA Knight. We saw what can really be described as a fast count. He was a special guest referee at Halloween Havoc in the match for the WCW World title between champion Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. As Miz, I think Miz has had enough. He's looking like he's heading back to the back. He wants nothing to do with LA Knight. Knight stopping him. Hey, let him go. A count out is a victory. You would still get your title shot next week, but LA Knight was the special guest referee in that world title match at Halloween Havoc. What would turn out to be the deciding pinfall in that match was a fast count. We've yet to hear LA Knight address it, but he definitely did not appreciate Miz talking about it on Thunder. Good reversal there from Miz. We've yet to hear anything from AJ Styles. Cody Rhodes has tried to reach out to him. We've not seen him since Halloween Havoc. Now LA Knight fighting his way out of the corner. BFT. And somehow The Miz able to kick out. Now Knight getting ready for another BFT. And that might do it. LA Knight with the win, and with that win, he has earned another match next week on Thunder against Miz. But more importantly, that one will be for the WCW television title. We are coming to you live from WCW Thunder. Here's a man we have not seen since his 10-month run as United States Champion came to an end at Halloween Havoc. Drew McIntyre. McIntyre out to kick off Thunder this week. Drew says he knows he hasn't been around for a couple weeks, but what kind of alternate universe are we in that people are actually advocating for Truth to represent WCW at Survivor Series? He calls Truth out to the ring. Here comes R-Truth. He tells Drew, "You called me out here. What do you want?" Drew says, "We've seen how you've done against subpar competition, but how do you think you'd match up against the best that the WCW has to offer?" And Truth, with a little callback to his childhood hero, John Cena, he tells McIntyre, "If you want some, come get some. Here we go." Now, let's be honest. Drew's opinion of the opponents that Truth has beat, calling them subpar competition, not really a fair assessment. Santos Escobar, the current WCW Cruiserweight Champion. Grayson Waller, a former longtime WCW Television Champion. Like we said, McIntyre held the WCW United States Championship for 10 months before losing to Jey Uso at Halloween Havoc. McIntyre also a former WCW World Champion as well. Good catch there from Truth. We've not seen much offense out of him. But now, all of a sudden, now going for a quick cover. And again, Truth not wasting any time. Maybe trying to catch McIntyre dazed. I mean, the one thing we could say about Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, the most dangerous man on the WCW roster. Now Truth with a leg drop off the top rope down onto the floor. This is kind of what we've seen from Truth the last couple weeks, like kind of slow out of the gates and then catches his opponents off guard. And somehow, some way, R-Truth has defeated Drew McIntyre. Man, the case, as crazy as it sounds, Truth just keeps making the case week after week as he stacks up victories. Up next, we've got a triple threat match. JD McDonough. He will be taking on Carlito. Their opponent will be Obafemi. Grand entrance for Obafemi here. Still kind of shocking that Truth, not even a match he prepared for, and that's what we saw against Waller on Nitro. He got called out, he showed up, walked out the winner, and kind of the same result here. But I don't know if you're a fan. It's kind of exciting. You kind of got something unexpected, kind of an underdog to get behind. And R-Truth's been on a roll. And like we said, the world champion, the captain of Team WCW, Cody Rhodes, has taken notice. Although we have not got an official statement from Cody, we have noted that he has liked and shared some comments online on social media. JD with a sledgehammer right to Carlito. Goes for the cover. Only a 1. Now Carlito with the sledgehammer. And he's smart. He's letting Obafemi do his thing with JD. Now Carlito again with the sledgehammer to JD, who goes for a cover. Roll up there by JD McDonough. Carlito in just in time to break up the count. Pretty wise decisions by a lot of these guys. Like they're not trying to stop anything. They're kind of letting things play out and then making a move. Although JD was kind of on the wrong end there. Now he needs the ropes to get up. Obafemi. And that's going to do it. Obafemi, your winner. This week on Thunder in the triple threat match. Up next, we're going to hear from the captain of the women's Team WCW and current WCW Women's Champion, Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel says that Team WCW is almost set. Herself, Charlotte Flair, and Rhea Ripley. She's had her eye on 2 other women, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. So next week on Nitro, Jade and Bianca will meet in a steel cage, and the winner will get the 4th and final spot on Team WCW. Next, we've got Dragon Lee. He will be taking on Austin Theory. Good opportunity this week for these 2 guys to showcase what they could potentially bring to a team at Survivor Series. Now going back to what we just heard from Raquel, definitely an interesting development there. We know that Bianca and Jade, they're friends. They have been partners in the ring. And if they want a spot on Team WCW, they're going to have to earn it in the ring in a steel cage match. But you got to remember what all is on the line at Survivor Series. It's WWE versus WCW. And that could affect the next 6 months to a year of your career on what happens at Survivor Series. So, kind of like when you're dealing with the Royal Rumble or you're dealing with Money in the Bank. Friendships are good, but sometimes you got to kind of put friendship on the back burner to potentially do what's going to be better for you in your career. Dragon Lee hooking the leg, only gets a 2. Good block from Austin Theory as he gets back to his feet. Dragon Lee up, A-Town down. And Austin Theory with the win as he defeats Dragon Lee. And here comes our WCW World Champion and the captain of the men's War Games team for WCW, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. We know there's been a lot on Cody's plate over the last couple weeks. The controversial finish from back at Halloween Havoc in his match against AJ Styles. And then putting together the team that's going to represent WCW. We know who the opponents are. The Rock, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa. That's Team WWE. Team WCW, right now it's just Cody and Jey Uso. Who is going to fill out the rest of Team WCW? Maybe we'll get some insight. Maybe we'll get an answer to that question here tonight from our captain. But Cody knows what's on the line. He's been here before. He wants to bring a victory back to WCW. But it's not going to be easy. Cody says AJ still won't return his calls, and all he's trying to do is make things right with AJ. He wants him to be a part of Team WCW, but more on that later. First, let's talk about tonight. He wants R-Truth to come out here and join him in the ring right now. Here comes Truth. The last time he was called out to the ring, tonight it ended up in an impromptu match. Hopefully, that's not what we're going to see here out of Cody. Wouldn't think so. Cody's in his suit. Truth says, "What can I do for you, Captain?" Cody says he's been impressed with what he's seen out of Truth the last couple weeks, and he thinks he's exactly the kind of guy that needs to represent WCW at Survivor Series. R-Truth says it would be an honor. So now Truth joining Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Cody says he wants AJ to be the fourth man, but he's got a week to give him an answer. Will AJ Styles accept the invitation from Cody Rhodes and join Team WCW? Welcome to the Open Mic Universe, and welcome to WWE SmackDown. Kicking things off this week, Logan Paul. He's going to be in action taking on Carmelo Hayes. As another week in the Open Mic Universe comes to a close, I want to thank you guys for all the support. This past week has been incredible. You guys have been killing it, so thank you for that. Now, we are right on the edge of passing the 100,000 view mark here on YouTube, which is incredible because I've only been uploading regular content to the channel for less than a year. So thank you for the continued support here. But most of the views that we get here come from people that are not already subscribed to the channel. So if you're watching the content, if you do come here regularly, hit that subscribe button, keep liking the videos, because those things make a huge difference, and it does help YouTube get these videos out to more people. And leave some comments in the comment section. Let me know, are there people that you want to see more of, less of? Are you liking the storylines that we've got going, whether it's on the WWE side or WCW? There's a something I used to do when the universe was exclusively on Twitch. We would do a Cyber Sunday or Taboo Tuesday type show that was completely decided by you guys, the viewers. You would pick the opponents, the stipulations, all those things. We got a lot of fun with that, and I would like to bring that show component eventually here to the universe now that it's on YouTube. But again, we appreciate all the support. You guys have been incredible, and we're going to keep going. We've got, obviously, we're coming into Survivor Series is coming up really soon. Then the next road to WrestleMania hits. We'll have the Royal Rumble. Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. This will be WrestleMania 3 for us. And we've done now this year in 2K25, we've got the ability to do 2-night pay-per-views. I've been doing 2-night WrestleManias since year 1. So it's always a fun time of year. We see where the direction that things kind of go. Maybe a surprise contender can find a way to either win the Royal Rumble or win at Elimination Chamber. So this is coming up on my favorite time of the year. But again, thank you guys so much for all the continued support as we see Logan Paul hit a frog splash. And that will do it. Logan Paul with the win this week to kick off SmackDown as he defeats Carmelo Hayes. Up next, we've got Pete Dunne in action. He will be taking on Giovanni Vinci. And in Vinci's corner, Ludwig Kaiser. If you missed Raw earlier this week, Kaiser also in a managerial role as he was in the corner of Gunther for his main event match on Raw against CM Punk. We would see Ludwig Kaiser get involved in that match. After the referee was knocked unconscious, Kaiser would hand Gunther a chair. Gunther would use that chair against Punk. With the assistance of the steel chair, Gunther would be victorious in that match. And then afterwards, Gunther would use the chair again on Punk. And if that wasn't enough, Kaiser wanted in on the action as well, so he took the chair and used it on CM Punk as well. We'll see if he finds a way to get involved in this one. You got to think Pete Dunne's going to have his head on a swivel, knowing who is in his opponent's corner. Reversal from Giovanni Vinci. Gets Pete up. Kick to the midsection. Pete Dunne in some trouble here. Reversal now. Kick to the face. Big clothesline. The Bruiserweight with the cover. And Pete Dunne, your winner this week against Giovanni Vinci here on SmackDown. Next, we've got tag team action for you. Cora Jade. She will be teaming up with Roxanne Perez. And their opponents will be Dakota Kai and Io Sky. And while Dakota and Io are a part of Damage Control, we don't really see too much collaboration in the way of Damage Control, but they are together, they are a group. Cora and Roxanne, two of our younger women on the in the women's division here in WWE. We have 3 of the 4 spots filled for the women's team for War Games at Survivor Series. Captain Ivy Nile will be joined by Shayna Baszler and Asuka. The 4th spot, we have just found out, will be filled next week on Raw. There will be an 8-woman battle royal. And the winner of that battle royal will fill out the final spot for Team WWE. And maybe it's going to be one of these 4 ladies that can find a way to win the battle royal, join up with Team WWE, and that could be a huge opportunity, especially if you're somebody like a Cora Jade or a Roxanne Perez. Io sending Cora into the post. Now Io maybe prematurely celebrating. Is Cora able to make the tag? But Io cuts it off. Knee to the face. Now Io with a Koji clutch. And Roxanne with no other choice but to tap as Io Sky and Dakota Kai are victorious here in this one. And now it's time for our main event. We are going to see Damian Priest. Priest, who came up short in his bid, his quest to try to capture the WWE Intercontinental Championship back at Halloween Havoc. As he was defeated by champion Seth freaking Rollins in the Open Mic Universe's very first Underground match. Here this week in the main event of SmackDown, he's going to have his hands full against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Anytime you're in there with Sheamus, you know you can expect you're going to be in there for a brawl. Now Priest looking to try to get Sheamus to tap early, but Sheamus with some heavy shots as he fights his way out. Big clothesline. Priest needing the help of the ropes to try to get back to his feet. Now stuck in that corner with Sheamus on the attack, but a reversal from Damian Priest, and now Priest laying some heavy blows to the back of Sheamus. We know Team WWE for War Games already set The Rock, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa, the Bloodline, representing WWE in that one. But there are still 2 traditional Survivor Series elimination tag team matches that need to be filled. Big clothesline from Priest. Get Sheamus up. Razor's Edge. Now Priest with the cover. And using that second rope for some added leverage. But Sheamus able to kick out. Sheamus slipping out the back door with a reversal fall-away slam. And now tosses Damian Priest into the ropes, brogue kick. Moves Damian away from the ropes. Very wise veteran move there on the part of Sheamus. Goes for the cover. And Priest able to get that shoulder up. Now rolls out onto the floor. Sheamus around the corner. Misses with the leg drop. Now Damian Priest driving the head of Sheamus off that ring apron. Comes off the top rope. Sheamus in some trouble here. Now more heavy clubbing from Damian Priest. Rolls Sheamus back in. Priest gets Sheamus up south of heaven. And that could do it. And it does. Damian Priest with the win. Thanks so much for watching. Join us next week for the go-home week heading into Survivor Series. We'll see you then.